Hello and welcome to day 25 of this shift taking application. In today's video now, we are going to start looking at how we can integrate our backend with our front end, that is staff side, everything that staff will do. So after this now, we'll see how this application will work together. So in our last video, we looked at this admin dashboard here. So let us reload this admin dashboard, and we looked at how also we can be able to do other things like print the PDF format into the data that we have in our backend. We'll be able to click at this button here in our clients, in our shift, and also in our staff here to be able to generate the PDF. So the other thing that I need to do now is to make sure that also I have started integrating my backend, my front end with my backend, that is our API. So let me do the other thing that I'll do is to make sure that I push the code here. And remember right now, because we have the branch for integration, that is the branch that we are using to push our code. So this is my GitHub here. So what I'll do is that I'll come here in this part here that we are calling shift application, and then in this folder where we have our application, what I'll do is that I'll do git branch. I'm doing this to make sure that we are on the same page and you know which branch that of the GitHub that we are in. So you can see here we have this branch that is called integration. So what we'll do is that I'll do git and then I'll do add here and then dot. So I'm going to comment also. So git commit, and then here I can add now the comment. So for example, here I can add something like PDF printing here, like that, PDF printing, and then after this I can be able to do git push and then origin and then master, like that one. So you can see here we have git push origin, and actually it is not master, this is integration, because we are using a branch that is called integration. So after this now we can be able to push our code and also do pull requests, because this is what we have been doing in the previous videos. So if you haven't gone through the other videos, you can make sure that you have gone through the other videos to make sure that we are on the same page. So I have pushed the code, and then the other thing that I'll do is I'm going to go here in my repos. So after this now I'll be able to see like the notification here in this. We are calling the YouTube shift taking application, because this is where we are having this is the repo that contains our code. So also this is the GitHub that you can visit if you want to get the code. So we have the link to the description of this video of the code to the GitHub. So what I'll do is to compare here and pull request, because this is what we are doing, because we are not using like the main branch which is master. So I'm going to compare here and pull request, and then I'm going to merge my branches. So my master with this integration again. So let it you can see here this branch is open, is checking for compatibility, and then after that we can be able to merge. So merge pull request and then confirm merge, and then you can be able to see now we have merged. So I'm going to go here in my insight, and then under insight you can see this here, the network. So I'm going to click here network, and then so here I'm going to, you can see the net or the network that we are creating, or this graph here, and how we have been pushing our code. So the other thing that I'm going to do is to make sure now we are operating, or we are starting our backend or our front end, that is. So I'm going to push this here up, and then here I'm going to look for this for example branch, or like a terminal that doesn't have any task that is operating. So let me come here, and I'm looking for a terminal. So I'm going to open the terminals here. I think this terminal is okay. So let me also see the other ones here. So for this one, let me see where we have we have this open this terminal. So I think this should be in this NDIS. So this is NDIS, and I don't want to be in this part here. So I'm going to open another terminal here, and now I'm going to navigate to frontend, and then frontend here I'm going to do npm, and then run dev, so that we can start our frontend site. So it will run, and then we'll be able to visit our frontend. So you can see this URL here. This is URL that we are going to open in our browser, so that we can be able to see our frontend. So let me open here in this part here. So let me see. So when it load here, we'll be able to see our frontend. So it is loading, and then let's see. So yeah, you can see how it looks. So the other thing that we are going to do is that we are not going to start with the logging in. So we are going to start by looking at the functionality of displaying the shift for this client. So what we'll do is that, so let me come here, and in my code here, let me also close this code here that we are not going to require right now, so that we have a good space to work on. And then here also I'm going to push this. So let's close these ones here, up here. So I'm going to close like all of them, and then I'm going to close this folder for admin, and then for backend, and then I can open the front end here. So what I'll do is also I'm going to open the pages here, and I'm going to open a page for staffs here. So the first thing that we need is to make sure that we are also making sure that here we are getting the data now. And the first thing also that we can do is to, for example, to install the packages also that we need. So for example, here we are going to need a package that is called Moment. And you remember we imported Moment in our last or in the previous videos. So I'm going to open another terminal here. On this terminal now, we are going to be able to use this terminal to install the package. So I'm going to add here, or to navigate first of all to front end, and then here I can be able to do npm and then install, and we can install now Moment package here. So like that. So npm install and then Moment. So let it install, and then the other thing that also we are going to do is to import or to fetch our data from our backend. And since we don't have like login information, so that we can fetch persons or various people's or these various staff shift. So what we do is just hard code the email. And the other thing that I want to make sure is that we have already installed the Moment package here. So you can see we have installed it. It is a very small package. So let me also come up here and import Moment. So import Moment here from, so I'm going to import it from now the Moment package. So this is Moment, you can see it there. So we have this Moment, and you can see it is red here because we have not used it. So, and also we can be able to remove it for now. So the other thing that I need to do is also make sure that now we fetch. So to fetch, we are going to use useEffect. So I'm going to use useEffect here like that, and then I'm going to use it here. So I'm going to use useEffect here. So the first thing that I need to do is, for example, to have like another variable here, and this variable we are going to call it data, and then here we are going to have set data, just the way we did with our admin dashboard. So this is useState. So this is useState here, and then here we are going to have an array. So the other one that we are going to have is another variable, and this variable is for unassigned shifts, because remember we will have to display two shift that are for bidding, and the shift for that are for one client or for one staff, that is. So here I'm going to add unassigned shift or unassigned shifts like that, and then here I'm going to do set unassigned shifts like that. And then here this also will be use state like that. So this is use state, and then this also will be array like that. So after that, now we are going to fetch this data twice from our backend. So the first thing that we are going to do here is to use effect. So let us use effect here to at least fetch the data from our backend. So the first one, we are going to fetch it for the client so that we can be able to show it. Let me show you. We're going to use it. Let me go to this part that we are calling the stuff here. And also I'm going to show you how to protect this route so that you cannot be able to get or to have this part for stuff here before we log in. So you can be able to see this stuff here, this stuff side, and you can see here we'll be having my shift, and this is where we display the shift that are assigned to us as a staff. And also here you can see the shift for bidding here. So let's go into the code. So in our code here, so what we'll do is that let us first of all fetch the data that are the shift that are assigned to us. So let me use effect here. So let us have a function here, an arrow function as our first argument, and also we are going to have an array here. So let me open this, and here I can be able now to have like a function. So I'm going to call this get shifts like that. And this one also, we are going to just open this function. So after this, now we are going to also we are going to able to call it down here to get shifts. And then the other thing is that inside here now we can be able to at least fetch the data. So try catch here. So this is try catch, and then here what I'm going to do is to first of all get the response from our backend. So here we need to have our backend, but before that also we need to create the like a file for request methods so that we can have public requests. So what I'm going to do is inside here in our source file here, I'm going to create another file or a folder, a file that is, not a folder. So we are going to call it request method.jx like that. And then also we are going to need to install like a package that we called Axios, the same way we did with our backend. So this is, I'm going to navigate to my front end. So let me go back first of all, and then I'm going to get into my front end, and then here I'm going to do in npm install and then Axios like that. So let it install, and then we are going to use Axios to be able to set up our public request that we are going to use to make the request. So the first thing that we are going to do here is to import Axios. So import Axios from Axios. Yeah, you can see it. So after that, now also we are going to have like a base URL. So const base URL. So base underscore URL like that. And then here we are going to have like now our URL or API URL. So this is localhost, and then this one will be 88 and then 00 like that, and then API, and then actually this is API and then version 1 like that. So another thing that we are going to do is that now we are going to create here an instance. So const, or let us export first of all. So export and then const, and then we are going also to do public request for now. So public request here, and then here we are going to use Axios and then dot create here. And then the other thing here is we are going to add like base URL. So base URL, and then also I'm going to use base URL here, so like that, and then that is okay now. So we are going to go back into this stuff here, so stuff.jsx. so here I'm going to use public request. So you can see already we have public request here, so we can be able to import it, and I want to save this file also. So we have this public request, and right now, because we are getting the data from our backend, as already had created this here, we have this request here. So if you check here, get on or get find shift for stuff, so is a post request, and we are going to make a request to this shift and then me. So that is the route that will get us our shift that has been assigned to us. So what I'm going to do is that, so this will be public request and then dot post like that. And then here I'm going to access the route shifts and then me like that. And then after this now, what we'll do is that, let me push this down here. So after this also we need to send like the email for us. So we are going to filter our email. If you check here, you can see we are able to send this email here. So I'm going to send the email. So here what I do is that send the email like that, and then this one I'm going to hard code my email, because remember I have not logged in. So let me copy this here, copy that, and then I'm going to paste it here, so that I'm going to send this email to fetch the information or the shift from our backend. So here also I think I have two, so these curly braces, so I remove one. And then the other thing is that also I think I have made a mistake here. So I think let me open this. So this one, let me just remove it. So yeah, you can see now we have this response. So what I can do here is that I need to set the data. So set data here. So here it should be res.data like that. And then the other thing here is that you can be able to console log console log here the error like that. And also I'm going to show you in the future videos how to display the error. So after this now, let me first of all format this. So I can be able to format this, and then now I can get the data from our backend. So the other one that I'm going to do is that I'm going also to copy this, because it's a similar thing, but now I'm going to get all the shift that have not been assigned to anybody. So I'm going to copy this, and then I'm going to paste down here, but this time I'm going to change the route first of all, and then I think this method, and then this method should be get. So here this one should be get, and then also here you can be able to see this one is it's come here unassigned shift or shifts. You can see we have unassigned here. So unassigned, so it is shifts, and then unassigned, like or unassigned, the way you want to call it. So also here we are not going to send the data, because remember in get you don't send the data, you fetch the data. So I'm going to remove this email here like that. So here we are going to also set the unassigned shift. So here I'm going to set unassigned, so you can be able to see that unassigned shift. And then what else do we need? So here I'm going also to just do that. And also the other thing that I have remembered is that, remember in our, when we were creating backend, there's somewhere that I think we did a mistake here in our backend here. If you come here and under my routes here, and then the shifts, where we have unassigned shifts, where we are fetching all the unassigned shifts, so that client or the staff can be able to assign them or to bid them. We have not like we created this as a post, not a get. So you should remove the post and then add this get here. So let me just close this. And now, because we are here in our stuff, we can be able now to use the information here. So we can be able to just display this data and then an assigned shift, or shifts and then an assigned shift. So the first one here, you can see it is under this that you are calling here, this one here that we are calling my shift. So what I'll do is that I'm going to just get all of this CRUD here until, let me come here. So let me first of all remove one. I'm going to display the information here. So let me first of all cut this. So I'm going to cut this, and then also I'm going to remove this because I want to now be able to loop. So I just need to get these query braces here, and I'm going to take map, and then I'm going to, or this data, which are the all shift that has been assigned to this stuff or this stuff here. So here inside I'm going to get now the shift and also the index, and after that now I can be able to loop through and display that information. So I'm going to paste one staff card here. So let me just, I need to remove this overlay that we have here. So let me scroll down here. So we have this, let me get here. So we have this, I don't know why it is giving us like this error. So this is, let me check. So here we have missing key prop. So I know where the problem is. So we need to add key prop here. So this one will be index, like that, simple as that. And then here we can be able now to use now things like now our data from our backend. So for example, here I can be able to use shift, and then this is address. So for example, this one here, I need to remove this. So I'm going to remove this here to shift dot address, like that. And also here, this is the time. So this is shift dot time. So this is shift dot time, like that. And then the other thing is that also I need to change, for example, I need to display the date in a very good format, and that's why we are going to use moment. So I'm going to use moment. So let me come here, and inside here now I can remove this, and let us use now moment. So here I'm going to call my moment because I had already, actually I have not imported it. So let me import it again. So I'm going to import this here. Import moment from moment here, like that. And then now we be going to now use the moment. So let me scroll down here. So we have this moment. So moment, and then by using this moment here, we can be able to give it the shift and then the date, and then we can be able to give it like the format that we want. So this is like we are going to get the date here, or let me use just a single here, like a single quotation mark. So then here we need a month and then year. So like that, and then I will also format this now. I'm going to format. So let me format. You can see the function to format, and I want to format and give me like only the date. So date here, and then now the day or the month. So let me just also make sure that this works like that. So the other thing that I want also to change here is the duration. So here I'm going to change this to duration. So I'm going to have duration here to be shift dot duration, like that. And then also I'm going to have this as a shift dot, so this one should be shift dot pending or shift dot status like that. And then I think that's okay. So let us see where the error is coming from now. So we have this one here, but that doesn't give us like we don't have like any problem right now. So let me format my code, let me save, and then let's see how it looks. So you can be able to see here, if we reload, let us reload here. So if we reload, we are going to be able to see the shift that has been assigned to us. So you can see it's as if we are having an error here. So let me just inspect, and then I can be able to see in our console here what the error is saying or what the error is. So you can be able to see here, hooks only called, this could happen for one of the following. You might have be breaking the rules of hooks and have more than copy. Okay, so let me take read properties of, so you can see here I cannot read properties of NAD. I think this is the problem. Use state and then warning. So I have seen where the problem is, and the problem is because here we never added like let me scroll up here, and this is because we never added a sync and then await here, because this is a synchronous function. And then also I'm going to just save this, and you'll be able to see like we'll be having like now we should if we reload, we should have like that shifts. So right now also it's not giving us like the shift how we wanted it. So let me see where the problem is. So this is actually for unassigned. So let me add also for here. So let me add it, and then await here again. And then if I save this, you'll be able to see the shift that has been assigned to us. So let me also reload here again, so that we can be able to see the shift. So you can see the shift has been added, or here the shift that we have been assigned. So here you can see invalid date here, invalid date, and this is, I don't know why we are having this. So the other thing is that here you can see we don't have like location. So let me check where the problem is. So let me check here in my shift.date here, and then also I'm going to check here shift.address. I think this is location. Yeah, this is location, and that's why we are not getting like the location information. So this is location. You can see now we have location for the date. I don't know why we are not having like the date. Let me check if we have any problem. So here we have shift date, and then we are using the moment. So the moment here we are using to format our dates. So this is shift.date. Here you can be able to see shift.date here, and then you can have this and then format to this one here. So what I'll do is that I'm just going to use this shift and then this moment here. I'm going to use it. Let me first of all remove this. So I'm going to fix it, I think, later on. Let me first of all remove that, and then let us see if this will work. So this is not giving us like how we should use it. So let me just come here and search for moment and then npm to see how it works. So we'll have like a documentation here from npm, and we'll be able to see how to use it. So for example, here we can be able to see how to use it. So we have our documentation here, and don't see any example here, so that we can be able to see. So I'm going to open this in GitHub also to be able to see like how to use it. So I'm going to scroll down here so that also we can be able to see how we can structure our dates. So also I think I can use ChatGPT. So I'm going to use ChatGPT here. So let me use ChatGPT, open ChatGPT here. And what I can be able to do is that I'm going to use ChatGPT so that I can be able to format. So I'm going to click here. So let me use ChatGPT here. So it's taking time to load. So I'm going to open another prompt here. And this time I'm going to, let me just come here. So I'm going to change. So let me get this. And also I'm going to just remove everything inside here, and I'm going to add shift, and then let's for example use shift.date here. So if I check here in my application now, so I'm going to come here in my application. So where is my application is here. So I'm going to copy this, and I'm going to tell ChatGPT I want to use moment package to format my date here from now. This is the date that we are in there to maybe something, okay, maybe this format of something like Friday date 23 or Friday date 23. ChatGPT will able to understand what I'm asking. So let me just give it to ChatGPT. I want to use moment package to format my date from this to this. So you can be able to see how I'm going to use it here. So for example, here already it has asked me, or it has shown me how to use it. So this one you can be able to see, you have pass date, you have to pass the input date like this. So var and then pass date here, and then after this now I can be able to also give it like this date like that. So what I can do is that, for example, I'm going to create a function. That was I'm thinking. So I'm thinking here to create a function up here. So this function, I'm going to call it format date, const format date. Let me call it format date here, and this will be an arrow function. So like that, and then here we need to have a date. So like that, and this date is the one that now we are going to use like to input here and then format it. So I'm going to take here from ChatGPT now, I'm going to take this to here like that. So this line of code, and then I'm going to paste it inside here, and now I'm going also to, let's say, return here. First of all, return formatted date. You can see we have formatted date here, and then here also I'm going to change this. Var is a very old way of doing things, so this one here also will be red. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to use now date here rather than now this hard coded date. So this is date like that. And then the other thing is that also I need to format this. So now I can be able to use this format date. So let me come here, and then I'm going to use format date. So format date like that. This is a function. So you can be able to see now here I can input shift.date like that. So let me see if we get what we wanted. So if I come here, yeah, you can be able to see how it looks. So we have finished now making sure that we have the date in a formatted way, and that is it. So now we are able, now we can be able to see date in a formatted way. So we need also to just add here the shift that already has not been assigned to anybody, And in our case here, because I had already created that unassigned shift, here is just only one shift, so you can be able to see it here, and I created it. And if you check here in a staff email, it doesn't have email, and that's why we are saying that it is forbidding, because it is not assigned to any staff. So I'm going to minimize this, and now if I come down here also, because we have this part here, so let me come here and see this part that we are calling bid shifts. So I'm going to copy this here, or I'm going to cut it first of all like that, and then here I can see we are having like a problem here when we cut it like that. So I'm going to remove it, or to cut it until I think until there. I think that will be okay. Yes. And then here I can be able now to loop. So here I need to loop from this data from this map, or this unassigned shifts. So here I need to get shift also again, and then here I need to do the other thing, so which is to get index also. And then here I need to now display in this CRUD here. So let me paste it down here. So as usual, we need to add the index, and here I'm going to add the key, and then index here. We are going to give it an index. So the other thing is now to display now the information here from our shift. So the first thing here I need to do is to use our function. So we need to use this function that we are calling shift. Let me just get from shift. So format date, actually format date, and this is a function. So here we need to get shift dot date like that. And then the other thing here is also location. So this one will be location, and this one we are going to do shift dot location here like that. And then we are going to have a comma here, and then shift dot time here like that. So the duration here also we are going to add it here. So this is shift dot duration like that. I think we can remove hours, because we are adding the duration with hours. So then again, let us change here to now shift dot status. So this is shift dot status like that. So I don't think we need to have anything else here. So let's format this code. So if we format this code, let us see how it will look. So yeah, you can be able to see now all these are pending. And the other thing that we can be able to do is to make sure that when we complete this shift we must what we'll do is that we make this shift to disappear from here, because we are not going to interact with it, and we are going to display it here in my shift, because in my shift we are going to display all shifts. Maybe it is pending, and also if it is completed, but right here we need also to show only pending shift and also ongoing shifts. So what I'll do is that, for example, I'm going to go back into my code. So I'm going to change a little bit, and in here I'm going to just have here I'm going to have a condition before I display this, or having this class name. So here I'm going to have let me just say shift and then dot status here, and then if it is pending, so let's see how pending looks like. So this is pending. If it is pending here, then that means that we need to display now, or to use this class name. Other than that, we can use another class name that we are going to call none here. And this none here, we are going to just use it in our shifts, in our CSS, that is. So copy this, and then so let me come here, and what I'm going to do here is I'm going to do none, and then here I'm going to do display, and then this will be none, like that. So after this, now let me save. So because right now we don't have any shift that we have completed, so that's why you can see we are displaying all of them. And if we just finish any, if we just finish any shift here and it is completed, it is not pending, then it will be hidden. So what also we are going to do is to use the same here, this we are going to use this one here. So we are going to use this condition. So let me use this condition in our up there. Actually it should be up there. So let me just copy it here, and then I'm going to use it up there for where we have our shifts. So let me see this one here, and let me just come here, and then here, because you can see we have this one here, let's copy and paste here, but this time this one will be CRUD, because remember this is not for unassigned. So let me save that. Let's see if our application is still working. Yeah, so even if I reload here, you are going to be able to see these ones here. So now the other thing is that we need to go to this page that we are calling shift, and then where we see all the detail of the shift, so that we can be able to make sure that we display this information, all this information, and then there we'll be able to clock in and clock out from our shift. So right here we are going to also look at a shift detail page. So remember, when we are creating this part here, we would also be able to, we created this page here that we are calling shift detail page. You can be able to see here now, we can be able also to show other things like other data, like maybe client, duration here, notes, and that's what I'm going to do. So what I'm going to do here is that, for example, I'm going to make sure that also when we click on this button here, or this an eye icon, we are going to be able to go to the other side to see like the detail of that shift. So if I come here up, and then let's see where we are getting this icon. So this icon, we are going to just get it, and then we are going to use a link here from React Router DOM. So let me use this this link. I don't know if we have used this link anywhere, or if we have imported it. Yeah, you can see we have imported it, that link. And then let me use this link here now. So here I'm going to just paste this, and inside here I'm going to use, so because we have two here, I'm going to now use backticks, and then here I'm going to add shifts, and then here I'm going also to use here shift dot underscore id, because this is how you'll be able to also see like this part, or to send that or to send this, or to be able to access the id of that shift. So I'm going also to copy this here, and I'm going to paste it here into this part here, like that, because it's the same thing. Also here, I think I can call this class name here view, like that. And then also I'm going to come up here and then type it again to have a class name that we are calling view. So this is view, and then here in the stuff here, I can be able to give it a cursor pointer, so that the staff will know that it is clickable. So this is let me add cursor and then pointer here. So let me reload, and then you can be able to see, actually I won't be reloading. So if I just hover it, you can be able to see down here at the bottom left, you'll be able to see like it is even pointing to like the ID of the shift and the route that we should navigate. So if I do this, you can be able to see here we have staff and then shift here. So there's something that I did wrong. So I'm going to show you where you're getting it wrong. So here you need to add that /, and then also down here we need to do the same thing. So this also need to be like a / like that. So let us go back into this part here, and now if we try to do this, so here also we cannot be able to see like maybe the our page, and they are telling us is 404. So let us see where the problem is. So I think this is because we are using shift rather than shift. So let me just change this. So this is shift, and also down here, okay, up here it should be shift also, like that. So let us reload again, and when we try now to access, you can see now we are able to access this page. So now let us be able to navigate to that page that we are calling shift. So I'm going to hover or to close everything here, and now let me concentrate with this that we are calling shift here. So the first thing that I'm going to do is to import here router DOM, React router DOM, and this is because we are going to use it. So import everything, and then I'm going to import from React router DOM, React, here it's React router DOM. Here you can be able to see it. Here I'm going to get use link first of all, and also I'm going to use another that is called use location. So use location like that. So now we are going to use a link here. So let me copy this, and then here I'm going to, when you click this part here, let me just use link now. When you click this icon for back, yeah, let me paste it here. So I'm going to go back to stuffs. So this one here, stuffs, like that. So we have used the use link here. So the other thing that I'm going to do here is that I'm going also to use now this use location to get the ID that you are sending. So here I'm going to just get, first of all, to use this use location here. So the first thing that I need is to use const, and then here is location, and then here also I'm going to use location like that. And then the other thing that I'm going to do is that you can see here we have location, and also we need to get now the ID or the shift ID. So shift ID here, and then this one we are getting it from now, like the location. So we are going to do location here, and then already we have done this in our admin. So this is path name, and then dot split, and then here if we split with the space, then we'll be able to take, we are going to split with a /, and then here we are going to take the second element in that array. So now using this, we can be able also to fetch the data. So let us fetch the data for this shift. So use effect like that. So, and then we have imported it, you can see here, and then here this is a function. So, and then also after the function here, we are going to have the dependencies array here. So the other thing here we need to do is to have, let me add here, we need to get a function. So this is, we are going to do get shift, so because it's one, so this is a function. So then again here we need also to have this, and then I'm going to call this get shift down here, and then like that. And then inside here I can do try catch, so that I'm going to be able to catch the errors if there is one. So this is async, and here also I can do const response, and then I'm going to do await, and then here I'm going to do public request. So here I cannot be able to import public request here, so I'm going to import it manually. So import here, and then from, now this we are going to import it from this file here, request methods, and we are going to import public request. You can see it here, and then here, so this is public request, like that, and then here we are going to access the route that we are calling shifts, and then find here, and then we are going to add, now we are going to add shift ID, so you can see the shift ID there. So the other thing that we need to do is to create another variable here. So this variable here, so this variable we are going to call it shift, and then set shift here, and then this one we are going to use state here, so import the use state like that, and this one should be an object because this one will just be one shift. So again, now what I can do is that I'm going to now set shift, so set shift here to res dot now data, so like that, and then here I'm going to console log the error now, console.log, and then error, like that. So after this, now I think now that's okay. I think now we can be able to use this information to display the information now. So I'm going to use now shift. So here we need to use now the shift. We can just replace the data shift dot underscore ID there. So here is location, so I can be able to use this one here. So this one should be shift dot location, like that. So the other thing is also here we need to use the date. So this is the date here. So this should be shift dot date, and then this one should be time. So this one is shift dot time, like that. And then here also I'm going to remove this because this is a repetition. So here I'm going to just add shift dot type, like that, and then here duration we are going to replace this to shift dot duration, and then also the other thing is here is shift dot client, and then here is a shift dot status, shift dot status, like that. So the other thing is here is a shift dot disk, so shift dot disk, like that. So distance covered here, placeholder here, we need to change this to shift dot distance. So this is shift, so shift dot distance, so this is distance, like that. So let us see if we are getting the information now. So if we check here, you can see we are not able to get like information here. So let us reload. So you can see, yeah, it is reloading, but we cannot be able to get like the information here. I don't know why. So I'm going to check here, maybe where the problem is. So maybe our backend is not working or something. So this is shift and then find here, and then this is a shift ID. So I'm going first of all to come here and check get a shift. So if I look here, you can see we have shifts and then the ID. So if I reload, if I do this, you can be able to see like our backend is working. So let me see if we can console log here the ID to be able to see if I can get the ID. So ID is shift ID here, like that. So let us use it. Let's use this. So let me also see here what the problem is. Expected, like that. So let me reload here. I'm going to open my console log. So I'm opening a console log here. So if I come here in my console log, yeah, you can see we have the ID here. And also I'm going to, let me just reload now. I'm going to reload this, and then I'm going to watch here to see if I can see the ID. So here we have the ID. So the other thing that I need to do is that to make sure that here I'm getting the data. So what I'll do is that also I can console log here. So this is a debug journey. So this is console log, this is res.data here. So, and then let us reload also again. So if we reload here, so we can be able to see if we get the data. So this is, can see here we don't have any like console log. Here we cannot be able to see this console log here. So what I'll do is that I'm going to create here, so like a response. I'm going to call this response so that I can spot it very quickly. The response is like that, and then let us reload again. So if I reload again here, let's see if we be able to just see the response. So here I cannot be able to see like a response. Don't know why. So let me see, maybe if we have the problem here. Is like I have identified the problem, and the problem is because we had not added like this part here, or this find, and then this part here that we are calling /. Now let us also remove the console log here that we are logging here, and also up here we can remove this. So if I save now and check here, you can be able to see now we have our data here. So we are able to display the data that we are having here, and here also you can see we are not getting like a description. So what I'll do is that I'm going to go back here, and I cannot be able to see. Actually this one I have called notes, so I think this is that's why I'm confusing with our clients. So let me scroll down here, and in our notes here we need to add it as notes, like that. So let us just reload, and you can be able to see here. Now we can see the notes. So the other thing that we can also be able to display is case notes here. But now again, I want to build functionality for clock in and clock out, because this is like the functionality that will help us to take our coordinates from where we are, and also for our clock out will give us like those coordinates. So let us do that. So I'm going to create two functions. So the first function here will be, so actually here I can add also shift ID, so that if it changes, then you are able to change or to use effect or to call that function again. So now the first thing that I need to have is a function for clocking in, and it will be almost similar to our clock out function. So this is handle clock in like that. So this is clock in, and then you are going to have clock out. So this is clock in, and then here I'm going to have handle clock out. So like this one here, like that. So the first thing that we need to do is to make sure that we are using navigator. So because we need to take our location. So here we can use, by default, if you do navigator here, we are going to use navigator that is inbuilt in our JS. So it is navigator.geolocation, like that. And this will be asking you if you want your location to be taken by your browser or to be used by your browser. So the first thing here, if we have navigator.geolocation, what we are going to do is that I'm going to do navigator here, and then .geolocation, and then I'm going to get current location. So I'm going to get current location or position. So like that. So that is a function. And inside now this function, we are going to use different things. So for example, inside this, we are going to get position. So this is a position. And this position now will be like we are going to use it inside this function here. So the first thing that I'm going to get from our position, and it is position dot coordinates or codes, we are going to get latitude, like that. This is latitude. We are going to get longitude, because those are the things that we need to push to our backend. So this is latitude, longitude, and then accuracy. So those are the things that I need to get from, that I'm going to need to get from here, position. So this is position dot codes, and you can see we have auto completion. So we are going to get the latitude, longitude, and accuracy. So after that, now from the coordinates here, what I can do is that I can be able to also get the codes. So I'm going to format the codes now, because I need to send them to my backend in a formatted way. So this is codes here, and I'm going to create like an object here, and an object will have our coordinates, our latitude to be latitude here, and then also longitude. So longitude should be like that. This one should be longitude, just like that. So the other thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to create another variable here that you are going to call codes. So I'm going to do const, and then here we have codes, like that, and then set codes, like that, and then use it like that, and then here we can have this object like that. So here I'm going to now set this, let me come down here. So set codes, and then these are codes that we have now formatted. And then the other thing that I want to, because we have set the codes, the other thing that I can do is also get the accuracy. And this is because we will not be able to use accuracy and coordinates inside this function. So I'm going to get the accuracy. So const, and then this one is accuracy, like that. And then this one will be set accuracy, and then this is use state. And because here accuracy is integer, so I'm going to initialize it first of all with 0. And now here we can be able now to set our accuracy. So our accuracy here, and then give it accuracy. You can be able to see that is easy now. So after that, now we can also set like our time. We need to have a current time, because when we are sending our information with our coordinates or our location, we need also to have like a current time. And this current time, we are going to create a variable for it. So we have our current time. So, and also we have our coordinates, current time. So this is current time, and then here we are going to have set current time, like that. And then here, because we have current time, also we need to initialize the current time. So use state, and then inside here, actually I'm not going to use like an object. I'm just going to use an instance of date. So this will be date, and then this function date, and then I'm going to use to local here, and then I'm going to use to local time or to local time the string, and then string here like that. So after this, now actually this should not having like this part here. So then I'm going to set that here. So set current time. So this one should not be it should not be like capital letters. It should be like let me just add set current time. You can be able to see set current time here, and inside here we are going to take now the time. So I'm going to do new date here, and then the same with our app there. So local to local string, so time string here like that. So this will take the current time that we are displaying in our computer here. So the other thing that also we need to do, so set current time. And now here, if I'm going to do another thing, although this is not like something that maybe we can do, so we can just leave it. I wanted us to check if the accuracy is greater than 50, and then we can console log that. But now I'm not actually going to do that. So what I can do also here is to get the error. We can get the position and also the error, and then because we need to know if the process of taking the location give us error. So this is error here, and in error here we need to also make sure that we are displaying the error. So console log or console.error, and then here we can be able to show the error. So this is error getting location, and then just display here like the error itself like that. So yeah, you can be able to see we have this error here, and then also we need to have a comma. So after this, now we can be able now to send this data to our backend. So here I'm going to do try catch like that, and then inside here, so what we can do here is I'm going to first of all check if we have accuracy. So if we have accuracy here, actually this one I should not do it here. So let me remove this. So I'm going to do it outside here. So try catch. So here, the first thing that I need to do is to make sure that I have accuracy. So const, and then here I'm going to actually this is if, and then here like that I need to have like if, and then I'm going to check for accuracy, and then user location, and like codes, and then the other thing is the current time. So current time like that, and if we have this, I can proceed to make my request. So I can do something like await. So this one should make this one async function. So this one will be async here. So and then here I can be able to use await. So this one will be public request, and then also I'm going to do like put, because this is the location where we are going to add our coordinates. So this is shifts. So this is the route shifts, and then clock in like that, and then we are going to also need, so this one also we should make sure that this one is like backticks, so that we can be able to explorate our shift ID. So this is clock in. So after clock in here, we are able to, this is shift and then clock in, and then here we can be able to get now, we can use shift ID. So after shift ID here, after that we can be able to send various data. So for example, here we need to send the time. So the time here should be current time, this one here. Also we need to have codes like this one, and then here it should be codes. So this is codes here. The other thing is we need also to do accuracy to push the accuracy, but because accuracy, it is the same, the name here, I'm going to push it like that. Also these coordinates like that also. So this one should be having that. And also we have, if we have error now, because here we can have error, we can console log it. So console log error, and then that is it. So now this is the function here, I'll handle clocking. So let me just format my code like that. So you can see how we have done it. So the other thing that also we can do, or what we can do, is that we are going to use the same information here, or like actually let me also do something else here. So if here, because we have if, we can be able to use else down here. So else like that. So we have else here. So let me see if we can add else here. So this one here, we can console log dot error, and inside here we can be able to display. So we can say geolocation. Geolocation is not supported. Yeah, it is not supported. It is not supported by the browser, by this browser. So you need to use another browser or another device. So now, because this is the same information, I'm going to copy this information that we have here, and I'm going to use it in our clock out, because this is the same thing that we are doing with the clock out. So only the routes for sending the information are different. So let me add it here. But now we are going to change several stuff. So here you can see await is giving us error. So this one should be async like that, so that we can eliminate the error that you're getting here. So the other thing here is clock out, but the same information. So that is it. So I have created functionality for clocking in and clock out. So I think it has not confused you, and if it has confused you, I will be pushing my code, and also the full code for this project is in the description of this video, so you can check for yourself and see what I'm doing here. So now I don't want this video to be very long, and because we have created this functionality, we can just leave at this time, and then in the next video now we are going to continue working on this page, and then we are going to move to the authentication part. So that is it. So see you in the next video. Have a great day. Remember to subscribe, like, and hit the bell, the notification bell.